Now on Channel 3 and streaming on WFSB+. This is Eyewitness News at 11.
People have to find new jobs. People have to rebuild their lives.
Right now at 11, hundreds of workers and residents fighting to keep a nursing home open weeks before it's set to close for good. More on the new hope tonight that they could be saved. But we start with some breaking news first up, a tragedy in Norwich tonight. We've now learned a 7-year-old girl is dead after a house fire. The active scene is unfolding right now here on Summit Street, seen on the Pinpoint News Tracker showing us the area. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Amanda Callahan live there right now with late details on what happened tonight. Amanda?
Well, Mark, it is just a heartbreaking situation. A 7-year-old girl is dead after a house fire here in Norwich tonight. Now, the fire chief told us that they responded to that call within 3 minutes, but that girl was trapped in a bedroom on the 2nd floor. And you can see behind me, it is still an active scene here on Summit Street. There are a number of fire investigators as well as Norwich and state police responded to that scene. Now, we know that the girl's mother was in the house at the time of the fire, as well as her 5-year-old brother and her 12-year-old sister. Now, they were able to make it out, but that 7-year-old girl was trapped on the 2nd floor in a bedroom. There was only one flight of stairs that they were able to get up. That was in the front of the house, and that's where firefighters found the bulk of the fire. The chief said that fire, they were able to get to the scene in just 3 minutes. The 7-year-old girl was found on the 2nd floor and then was rushed to the hospital.
And we have reports of a child. It's the nightmare call. I mean, the vast majority of us have children ourselves, or even grandchildren, and we know how important it is to get there as quickly as we can.
Certainly just a tragedy here. The mother was also taken to the hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation, but we're told she will recover, and the State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause of the fire here. We also don't know the identity of the young girl that was killed. Live in Norwich tonight, Amanda Callahan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
The chilliest air of the season set to arrive tomorrow night. Mike Slifer in for Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon, who is off tonight. Our first alert focused on tomorrow night into Thursday morning. A widespread frost across inland Connecticut, signifying the end of the growing season for some parts of the state. You'll need to cover up that vegetation. We're anticipating temperatures to be between 30 and 35 degrees overnight tomorrow and into 30 inland. Along the shoreline, mid and upper 30s. There could even be some patchy frost that makes it all the way to the 95 corridor. Right now, 38 in Salisbury, 43 in Meriden, 42 in Norwich, 50 still in New Haven. Winds are sustained about 3 to 7 miles an hour, much calmer than last night, and skies have cleared. Here's our iCam view in Mystic right now. We can see some stars overhead, and with the clear skies, no showers to speak of. Connecticut's only live radar now scanning clear and dry. Remember, we did track some showers across northwestern Connecticut earlier. Temperatures will continue to drop. However, clouds do eventually build back in, and that's going to really prevent us from bottoming out tonight. We're still anticipating 30s statewide, mid and upper 30s inland, upper 30s and low 40s along the shoreline. Tomorrow, a nice recovery back up into the mid and upper 50s, very similar to today. No chance for showers, but under a mix of sun and clouds and with breezy conditions will be seasonably cool. That changes this weekend when temperatures become unseasonably mild. Ahead in the First Alert 7 Day.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Mike. Thank you. It is a race against time right now to keep a local nursing home in Waterbury from permanently closing. Dozens of residents and 300 workers of the Abbott Terrace Medical Center fighting right now to keep their jobs and their homes. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Hector Molina joining us here in the studio with what could happen next. Hector?
Well, Mark, today many of the residents say they miss a place they called home, and the workers miss their residence that they called family. But we're learning that there's still hope to keep the doors open. Ann Galloway's brother is one of the more than 200 residents that call Abbott Terrace home.
I'm there every Sunday to visit my brother.
But with his nursing home's imminent closure, Ann's brother is being relocated to a different facility in Torrington. Now she fears those visits will be fewer and far between.
Now I don't drive anymore, so how am I going to get to Torrington?
The nursing home lost federal funding last month due to failure of meeting health and safety requirements and won't be able to stay open. Now dozens of residents will have to be moved. Paul's sister is now a former Abbott Terrace resident. She was relocated to a different facility as well, a move that's been tough on her brother.
I can't go see her as often as I'd like to because it's such a far ride, and I live on a fixed income.
These are just some of the families that shared their story at today's press conference, fighting to keep the place open. While there are still residents and workers at the Athena-owned Abbott Terrace, the nursing home says the location will be closed for good on November 8th. Tonight, Abbott Terrace says they are working to relocate residents and also says, quote, "We are equally devoted to supporting our staff with employment opportunities either within Athena's network or locally." Rosa Maldonado still works at the nursing home and notices the impact the closure is having on the residents who are still there.
Sometimes they don't want to eat, they don't sleep, and mostly you see the sadness in their eyes.
But the nursing home may still have a chance to stay open. A union rep for the nursing home workers says there are 3 potential buyers interested in the facility.
We have a pathway, we have a plan, we have, trusted operators who can run this nursing home. We know, and we are very optimistic that it'll be a good thing for the residents and for the caregivers here.
Now, we've left messages for the governor's office and the Department of Public Health to find out who those buyers are. We have yet to hear back, but we'll let you know when we do. In studio, Hector Molina, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Hector, thank you. Also right now, really a nightmare here for any parent. A man now under arrest, accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a child, and police say it may not have been the first time. Waterbury police say 45-year-old Michael Dewitt lured a young girl into a pickup truck last Wednesday. The victim was able to escape and get help from nearby neighbors.
He was able to lure this girl into the car. It was, he just used some savvy and, was able to attract her to get into the car with him. Unfortunately, she did that.
Now, the suspect here was eventually arrested in West Haven after police say they spotted his truck at a motel. As police investigated, they learned Dewitt had a warrant out for an arrest in New Haven. In that case, a woman claimed he sexually assaulted her roughly 10 years ago. All new tonight, the man who killed another man and dumped his body on the side of the road in East Lyme learning his fate. Jefton Brown has been sentenced to 58 years in prison. 4 years ago, he shot 23-year-old Jonathan Dawson twice in the head, drove to East Lyme, and left the body off 95 southbound. Police say they linked Brown to the murder after finding the victim's blood in a car that Brown had rented. A teenager is dead and 3 others still fighting for their lives right now after a violent crash that happened in Mystic. Tonight, we've learned 14-year-old Carson Wilson died after the SUV he was riding in slammed into a tree on Fishtown Road yesterday morning. Carson was in his freshman year here at St. Bernard Catholic School, where 2 of his siblings are also enrolled, including an older brother who was also in the car.
He's a nice kid. He's really kind. I compared him this morning to that ray of sunshine on a cloudy day.
Now, one of the other students in the crash went to Grasso Tech. The 4th went to a school in Massachusetts. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the vehicle to go off the road. In Avon, a teenager who was hit by a car is still in serious condition as the suspect here in the hit and run went before a judge. 30-year-old Alex Rivera is now charged with assault, and his bond was increased. Police say he hit 16-year-old Liam Shields right near the Rails to Trails crosswalk. It happened on Arch Road earlier this month. They say he kept driving with the boy on his roof for 4 miles.
I know the parents' biggest concern is that the injuries that this young man has sustained could have been reduced. Some of them may have altogether not been realized had this young man not been ejected from the top of the roof.
Now, a GoFundMe for Liam Shields has raised about $75,000. We do have a link with more information on the WFSB app. A case of vandalism under investigation right now in Farmington after someone set fire to 11 construction vehicles. Check out the aftermath right here. It cost the Hammond Acid Construction Company about $1 million in damages. Police say the fleet was destroyed early Sunday morning in the area of exit 39A right off I-84.
It came in as like a truck burned down, and you kind of assume that maybe there was a mechanical issue or something like that. And then I kept getting updates, and it was like, no, it's not 1 truck, it was 2 trucks. And then it's all of a sudden it's 11 trucks.
The company is hoping insurance will cover the cost, but it's still too early to tell tonight. In the meantime, state police urging anyone who may have seen anything suspicious to please give them a call. Still ahead tonight, we're learning about another near miss on the runway, how 2 Southwest planes narrowly avoided disaster. Plus, an investigation opened into that deadly boar's head listeria outbreak after major warning signs apparently were ignored. And a dead heat with just 3 weeks until Election Day, how the candidates are making a final push in key battleground states. And our campaign conversation series continues. More on the concerns facing voters in Eastern Connecticut.
You won't find confidence on any list of SUV features, but one brand has it in spades, backed with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorrento models.
Local, just delivered this morning.
Bell & Evans, air chilled.
Wild caught.
USDA prime.
Jumbo.
Stuffed.
Treat yourself.
You deserve it.
Okay, pound of shrimp and 4 of those ribeyes, please.
Surf and turf.
Nicely done.
You won't find confidence on any list of SUV features, but one brand has it in spades, backed with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorrento models.
Down to the Price is Right contestant search. 2 lucky winners will travel to Los Angeles, and 1 will be called to Come On Down.
October 22nd from 2 to 6 p.m. at Mohegan Sun. Full details at WFSB.com.
Think about what's at stake this election. For mothers, daughters, all of us, our health, our freedom. Everything is at risk because George Logan and Donald Trump have a plan for us. Enacting Trump's Project 2025. They'd ban abortions nationwide, even in the case of rape and incest. And they'd track our pregnancies for potential prosecution. That's George Logan's plan for us. And that's what's at stake.
I'm Johanna Hayes, and I approve this message.
To crashes and alternate routes.
Be morning ready with First Alert Traffic, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Tonight, undecided voters. You know their slogan, we can't pick a slogan.
New Colbert, tonight on CBS.
Welcome back tonight. Are you ready? Election Day now exactly 3 weeks away, and both presidential candidates campaigned in battleground states today, hoping to energize specific groups of voters they desperately need to win. Channel 3's Natalie Brand has more.
Former President Trump rallied in Atlanta 3 weeks from election night with a focus on the economy.
And we will make America affordable again. Prices are still going up.
He had just come from taping a Fox News town hall with an all-female audience in Battleground, Georgia. Earlier, during an interview in Chicago, he was asked if he has had conversations with Russia's President Vladimir Putin since leaving office.
If I did, it's a smart thing.
That sounds
if I have a relationship, I don't talk about that.
Vice President Kamala Harris campaigned in Detroit Tuesday, courting black voters, specifically men. She met with businessmen at a Detroit art gallery alongside actor Don Cheadle, then sat down with radio host Charlemagne the God. He asked her about marijuana policy.
My pledge is, as president, I will work on decriminalizing it because I know exactly how those laws have been used to disproportionately impact certain populations and specifically black men.
Polls show Harris's support among black men is similar to President Biden's in 2020, but any gains by former President Donald Trump could give him an edge in Michigan. Some believe Trump is winning over some younger black men with what they call MAGA machismo.
So sometimes that if someone comes along offering some delusion, right, that they can give them manhood by stepping on others.
Back in Georgia, more than 300,000 people voted in person on day one of early voting, shattering day one records set during the 2022 midterms. Early voting is now underway in more than half of U.S. states. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
We are on the road this week locally talking with voters for our Connecticut campaign conversations. WFSB partnering with CT Insider to hear about what's important to you during the election season. Tonight, we were at the Bidwell Tavern in Coventry. It's a small town that's pretty much split with registered Republicans and Democrats. And voters we talked with are concerned about everything from reproductive rights to the economy and immigration.
The border, of course, with all the people coming across illegally and getting all kinds of benefits that other people that are working hard don't get.
I'm hoping in this election that the elected candidate is small business friendly, keeps us in mind as far as tax rates and legislation.
Our Connecticut campaign conversations continue again all week. Tomorrow, we're heading to the capital city to talk with voters there, so join us in the afternoon. Federal officials right now taking a closer look at how the U.S. Agriculture Department and state inspectors handled that deadly listeria outbreak at the Boar's Head plant in Virginia. The USDA has launched an internal investigation into how the agency responded to reports of serious violations. The plant was inspected under a program that allows state inspectors to act on behalf of the federal agency. At least 10 people died. Nearly 50 more went to the hospital after a listeria outbreak linked to Boar's Head deli meat, including liverwurst.
These deaths and hospitalizations were preventable, and they should have been preventable. I want to get to the bottom of why the Boar's Head plant was permitted to continue operating in the face of repeated violations, 84 separate instances of non-compliance involving mildew, mold, insects, holes in walls.
The plant is now closed, and Boar's Head no longer produces liverwurst anywhere. Walgreens will close about 1,200 locations, including 500 over the next year. The closures are a big escalation from a few months ago when the chain said it would only close about 300 underperforming stores. It's not yet clear if any stores here in Connecticut will be closing. The FAA investigating tonight a near miss on the runway after two Southwest planes almost collided. It happened on Friday out in San Diego. A Southwest flight was cleared to cross the runway when a different Southwest jet was cleared for takeoff. An air traffic controller realized the planes were on a collision course and immediately called off the takeoff, avoiding any kind of crash. Aviation experts say this airport is far too busy and overcrowded, and a disaster is waiting to happen.
This airport is one runway. It is short. San Diego is operating way over capacity, and it is going to be, in my opinion, the scene of the next major catastrophe in the United States.
That's pretty terrifying to hear. The FAA, meanwhile, said they are working to find out what led up to that mistake and who is to blame.
If you stepped outside this evening, looked up between, say, 6:30 and 7, you could have seen this, the Comet Atlas. Lisa snapped this picture at Westbrook Beach earlier. But no worries, if you did not catch it tonight, this will be visible through October 26th. And you can see it with the naked eye. No photography tricks, no long exposure necessary. Neil snapped this picture in Haddam Neck earlier of the comet, too. You can really see the trail here on this image. Not everybody got lucky enough, though, because we dealt with some cloud cover, and some of that cloud cover will return later tonight. Currently, our iCam view in Old Saybrook showing the stars outside. Skies have cleared across the state. Tomorrow, with clear skies, we will also get a great view of the full moon. This month, the Hunter's supermoon. This is the third of 4 consecutive supermoons in 2024. We had one in August, September. We have this one in October, and the next one will be in November. Moon rises at 5:40 tomorrow, sets at 7:12 in the morning on Thursday. We could use a bit of rain, too. We've not seen much rain so far this month, just shy of 0.4 of an inch. And we do not have any rain in the first alert 7-day forecast. We saw some spotty showers earlier favoring northwestern parts of the state, fizzling as they moved east to our north right now. A disturbance helping to spark some showers near the Finger Lakes in New York and throughout the Adirondacks and even into parts of the Green Mountains of Vermont. Some snowflakes mixing in. We don't have any of that in the forecast here. Given the increasing cloudiness later on, trending back toward partly cloudy skies. That will put a limit on just how far temperatures can fall. We're forecasting mid and upper 30s inland with upper 30s and low 40s along the shoreline. And just like Jill mentioned earlier today, the best chance for some frost, patchy frost at best, will be across northeastern and northwestern Connecticut. And there is a frost advisory in effect for Litchfield County overnight tonight through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But it's tomorrow where high pressure will build in. Through the day, we're still expecting breezy conditions. Temperatures throughout the afternoon back in the mid and upper 50s. If you want to get a head start on some of those leaves, good idea to do so, although you may be battling the breeze at times. Wind gusts again expected to climb to between 15 and 20 miles an hour, perhaps even reaching 25 miles an hour in some locations. Northwesterly winds throughout the afternoon. First Alert Futurecast showing the progression here of high pressure eventually building back in. This will help to calm the winds down tomorrow night and clear out the skies. And it's that combination of calm winds and clear skies that will really let our temperatures drop back tomorrow night into Thursday morning. A first alert for the first widespread frost of the season. This could end the growing season for some, and you'll certainly need to cover the vegetation up. Look at this recovery, though, from the mid-30s at 6 o'clock in the morning to the low 60s by the afternoon with full sunshine. So tonight, a bit of patchy frost in the northwest and northeastern corners of the state. Tomorrow, breezy, a mix of sun and clouds, similar to what we saw today, 50 to 55 inland, mid and upper 50s along the shoreline on the First Alert 7-day forecast. There's our inland frost chance on Thursday. By Friday, some patchy frost, but a little bit warmer, and just a few degrees makes all the difference here. We're back in the upper 60s Friday, both inland and along the shoreline. Saturday looking great for the Hartford Marathon. Temperatures back in the mid and upper 60s, plenty of sunshine. Lower 70s Sunday, 70 to 75 by Monday and Tuesday. And this is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. So this would be Tuesday through Friday of next week. These deep shades of red favoring temperatures running above average, and these shades of brown favoring days running a bit drier than average. So, Mark, the takeaway here is that while things are going to be a bit chilly tomorrow and especially Thursday morning, after this we get another taste of September-like weather, and it looks like it could continue through all of next week.
Hey, this is great. A special honor tonight for our very own Scott Haney, getting a hug there from our general manager, Dana Neves. He was inducted into the Connecticut Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. It honors broadcasters for their service to the industry and the people of Connecticut, plus a shout out as well to Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon, who won Best Meteorologist in Connecticut. Cassidy Williams right there won for Best Investigative Story, and Sam Smink won Best Reporter. Congratulations, everybody. Still ahead tonight, a special delivery featuring some very cuddly cargo, how two giant pandas are now settling into their new homes. Channel 3 is the official sponsor of UConn Athletics.
Whether we're in the stands
or we're tailgating with the fans.
we bring you all the action from the field.
And way up high in the skybox. We run with the dogs.
And we always have you covered with your First Alert game day forecast.
Channel 3.
Eyewitness News. Your home for the UConn Huskies.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Kicks with a round view monitor.
Now get 4.9% financing for 60 months on Kicks.
Listen, I had days after Sandy Hook I feared we'd never beat the gun lobby. But after Uvalde, I knew for my kids, for every kid, I was done accepting no. So I went to work, I pleaded, I fought, I defied the odds to pull together Republicans and Democrats to pass the first major gun safety law in 30 years. I'm Chris Murphy. I'm a senator, a neighbor, a dad. I approve this ad because I will do whatever it takes to keep our kids safe.
When you're in an accident, things happen fast. Memories fade, evidence disappears. It can happen in an instant. For example, what color is my suit? What about my tie? See what I mean? It's hard to remember the details even seconds after they've changed. After an accident, don't wait. Call Trantolo and Trantolo. We'll help you preserve the evidence and get you what you deserve. Trantolo and Trantolo. Let our family help your family.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Kicks with a round view monitor.
One of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
celebrating 25 years of quality nursing home care.
Welcome back. Tonight, 2 giant pandas have arrived in our nation's capital, marking the return of the beloved bears from China to Washington's National Zoo. And they arrived here in style. They made the trip aboard the FedEx Panda Express. 3-year-old Bao Li and Qing Bao will now be on loan to the zoo for 10 years. Pandas have long been used by China to create favor and build goodwill.
Even though there's a pretense on both sides that this is just about conservation, ultimately the underlying subtext is, only China in the whole world has pandas. And so if the relationship is good, China will share their pandas with us.
All right, well, we certainly love seeing them, that's for sure. The zoo's panda exhibit was even freshly remodeled for the new guests. See, there's the plane. I love it. A young group of football players rally behind one of their teammates in Bristol. How one boy is living out his dreams on the field thanks to some really great kids.
Lots going on this weekend across Connecticut. We have the Hartford Marathon on Saturday. UConn's next home game is on Saturday, and the weather pretty much picture perfect. As the race begins on Saturday morning, we'll be in the 40s, climbing to the 60s, and we'll end the day in the mid and upper 60s under sunny skies. Sunday, mostly sunny and warm. We are talking lower half of the 70s, and we'll keep that momentum into next week. Temperatures will continue to climb back in the mid-70s, unseasonably warm for this time of year. Eyewitness News at 11 continues right after this break.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Republican George Logan made it clear that he opposed abortion rights and the protections we had under Roe v. Wade.
I would not vote in favor of codifying Roe v. Wade.
If we send him to Washington, he'll join Donald Trump and his extreme MAGA movement. They want to outlaw all abortions, even here in Connecticut, with no exception for rape or medical emergencies. A vote for George Logan is a vote to ban abortion. DCCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm falling in love with you.
Fall in love with driving a brand new 2025 Subaru Outback. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, the Outback is built to take your fall adventures on any road and keep you safe on every mile. Buy the Outback with 1.9% financing or lease for just $299 per month.
Legendary service for no matter what crosses your path. That's insurance with AAA.
Is everything.
And you deserve full transparency.
Every race, every angle, every screen. Eyewitness News is Connecticut's Campaign 2024 authority.
I'm Dave Alonzo, Chief Commercial Officer at Hyaxium. Energy is at the core of everyone's life, and CNG has been a partner in our success. I joined Hyaxium because I wanted to decarbonize my career and was really excited about the technology and the potential for improving the sustainability and the decarbonization of the energy system around the world. Hyaxium and Avangrid are providing safe, reliable, and clean solutions to our end clients to help provide a sustainable future for the world.
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Right now, lease a new Tundra for just $479 a month or get 1.99% APR for a full 60 months. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
They opened the border and they let in deadly drugs, guns, and crime.
They want to defund the police.
Stop us from working with immigration.
Lower punishments for violent criminals and fentanyl dealers.
Pay illegal immigrants to be here and let them vote.
That's why they want to keep Jahana Hayes in Congress.
Jahana Hayes votes for all their bad ideas. That's why law enforcement is with George Logan.
I'm George Logan, and I approve this message because Connecticut families deserve to feel safe.
Welcome back tonight. Everyone deserves to play, of course, and that's certainly in the playbook of the Bristol Bulldogs football team. Channel 3's Caitlin Nuclo is showing us how they're making one of their teammates feel right at home.
Come on, Jack. A Tuesday night under the lights in Bristol. In the center of that huddle of 12 and 13-year-old players is the heart and soul of this football team.
He should be a part of it, and everyone should be able to play.
13-year-old Javen Jones has been more than embraced by his teammates.
It's fun and everyone like him, and it's just a pleasure to be with all them, you know?
What do you like about football?
My best friend.
After begging his mom to play football for years,
he has trisomy, so I never thought that could be a possibility. But he just kept asking all the time. He came down and the first day, and we have not been able to get him away. There was a time he would ask me if he's normal, you know, and now he's starting to feel like he is.
Here he is.
Yeah, here he definitely is.
Now the 8th graders run special plays for Jay.
He's always there for all of us. When we run our laps, he's always running it with us.
And the ones who finish first, well, they turn around and go back for him so they can all finish together as a team.
It's just been great to watch the kids treat him like a teammate, to kind of show everybody what camaraderie is. I mean, this is their big moment. It's 8th grade. It's their last year. You know, you would think that they would want this all for them, and they still make time to make it about him as well.
And that camaraderie was clear in this scrimmage in Guilford when they hand the ball to Jay and then protect him. Running defense to make sure he gets to the end zone. And notice even the other team in green clapping.
He's super excited, and he does a dance too when he scores. It was important because everyone needs to be treated fairly in the team, especially Jay.
You just have to see it. You know, when no one is watching is when it's important, and that's when they do it.
A bunch of boys showing empathy, kindness, and inclusion.
I got my back. I got your back. I got my back. I got your back. I got...
Proving that what's learned on the field are often life lessons that transcend sports. In Bristol, Caitlin Nuclo, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Oh my gosh, isn't that great? What great young men those guys are.
Absolutely. That's our Tuesday lesson right there. Kindness.
Yep, absolutely.
Take it with you. We've got some great weather on the way, and Jill will have much more coming up tomorrow morning.
Okay, Mike, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.